Happy morning, everyone, and welcome to yet another session on Journey Within, where we are trying to understand the science of meditation. Today, we are going to understand a beautiful concept and the science behind it, that is manifestation, how we can bring all possibilities happen in our life. Last week, we had understood that the universe has all the possibilities, in the nothingness, and to create from nothingness, we need to become nothing. Okay. Sounds little weird, but yes, people who have been on this path now do understand what I'm talking about. Last week, we had understood that we are 99.9999% empty because every atom of our body is 99.99% empty, as the model of Rutherford says. So when an atom is 99.99% empty, everything which is made of atoms is also scientifically then 99.9 to the power of 11 empty. So the entire universe is also emptiness. And because all creation has come from the universe, in every part of the world, in every any philosophy, any religion we have heard, or that we have all come up from nothingness. In our scriptures too, we have heard about Shiva Shakti. Shiva being the higher consciousness or total nothingness, whereas Shakti is the energy. So we are nothing but energy, vibrations, and frequencies. So all possibilities are present in that wide vastness, the higher consciousness we talk of. As we are connected with that higher consciousness, we are always there, in connection, but we have forgotten after coming to the planet Earth. And we are trying to um, make ourselves realize that we are still connected. We don't get disconnected at all. So when we are connected, we can totally tune into that vastness, come up to that frequency where all possibilities are already happening, or already there. People who are new today, you may go through the last week's session. We had discussed this in length last week. Today, we are now going to go into how we can manifest whatever we want. When we have understood everything we want is already present there, it is our thoughts which are going to create that reality in our life. So, thoughts are the language of your brain, feelings is the language of your body. When the frequency of your feelings match with the frequency of your thoughts, you are able to attract that event in your life. As simple as that. So, today, to understand this little further, this is a long concept, so we will be taking 2 weeks to understand this. Today, we'll just do the first half of it. They are about, we say there are about 5 steps to this. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We are going to understand basically 5 steps to this. So Einstein says everything is energy and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. Can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is science. This is physics. So people who are from the science background, I'm sure they will uh, understand this very clearly. Whereas the others, you just surrender and believe what we are telling you. So the first step out of these 5 steps is going to be reducing our thoughts and being focused on one point, whatever you really, really want. For example, today, if I really want my health to be good, so I'm going to stay focused in my meditation only on my health. If you are looking for a beautiful car or something, you can stay focused there. So it's totally up to you. Okay. So this magic is so vast that I don't want to limit it only to materialistic things. You can actually manifest good relationships, good health, good life. I mean, your careers, anything, anything. So let us not limit it to very few materialistic things. Let us just go further beyond that, because the possibility is unlimited in the universe. So stay focused means we are getting 50 to 60,000 thoughts in our head every day. I have repeated this line in every single session of mine, because this is the basic which you need to understand. We get about 40 to 50,000 thoughts. Now, I don't know who has measured that, but then that is how it is. We get so many thoughts in our head every day. This you will agree that most of these thoughts are of the past, means whatever happened yesterday. Could be some problem in our relationships, could be some financial loss, could be some health issue, could be some whatever, your career issue. So we are always repeating those thoughts in our head most of the time. Or we have thoughts of the future, the worries of our future. What will happen tomorrow? So we are always oscillating between the past and the future. We are rarely in the now. So this magic will happen only when you will learn to stay in the now. So let us stay focused. In the first part of the meditation today, we are going to first reduce these thoughts. How to stay in the moment by staying focused. Yeah. So when the mind is one pointed and fully focused, know the supreme silence in the heart. This is the true learning. So this is where we have to begin from. The second would be, we have to be totally open that there are all possibilities present over there. And we are going to be open to them, and we will be creating them in our life depending on our needs. When you open your mind, you open new doors to new possibilities for yourself and new opportunities to help others. So, how do you open these doors? Number one, as I said, was to stay focused. Your thoughts should be only in the present moment. Secondly, we have to be in that state to receive. What do I mean by that? First is your brain coherence. Your brain is in the present moment. Secondly, your heart is also coherent. That means your heart also has higher emotions of love, compassion, kindness, gratitude. If your heart is going to stay in the focus where you're just talking about survival, or you're talking about just, certain fears, ye na ho jaye, wo na ho jaye. If you are in those thoughts, ye hoga ki nahi, if you have those doubts, you will never be able to manifest anything. So we have to be in our brain coherence as well as our heart coherence. Heart coherence, we have done one full complete session on heart coherence, which means we bring our heart to that frequency where it is ready to match with higher frequency thoughts. We are not in the fear factor. We are not in the survival mode. We are not just worried about our present, what's happening, or of our future. Okay. So we are not in the survival mode. We are in the heart coherence. Our heart is open. Last week, I showed you a slide of opening your heart. So when your heart is open, it is ready to receive all love and light from the cosmos. And when it is ready to receive that love and light, it is ready to even spread it. So this is the sign of infinity. Everybody knows that. So we are open to infinite possibilities when our brain and our heart is coherent. Coherent means aligned, homeostasis of the body. When the next main step comes, visualization. So what do you want? You're going to visualize it in your head. Means visualize that picture. Your brain understands only images. So whatever image you visualize in your head, we are going to, create our meditation around that. So जो भी आप चाहते हैं in your life, just visualize this. If I'm visualizing a very healthy body, I'm just going to keep that in my head and remove all other thoughts. So one pointedness. These are certain tips I'm giving you for manifestation. We have all read the book the secret. Manifestation is not just ask and you get it. No, you have to believe it that you have already gotten it. Means you have to learn to live your future in the present moment. Means I have to behave as if I have already attained good health. Even if my knees are aching at the moment, even if my feet are in some trouble, even if I have some pain in my neck, I have to visualize that I'm perfect. All my joints move perfectly. I have to visualize that. It might sound a little strange to people who are not on this journey, but people who have been with me, you totally understand what I'm saying. So when we learn to live our future in the present, we teach our body those emotions. So when you're healthy, you're happy. So if you have taught your body to remain happy all the time, you will be training your body to remain healthy also all the time. If you're looking for abundance, a lot of money in your life, then what do you get? What emotion do you get once you have a lot of money? You get freedom. Oh, I can just go buy anything. I can do anything in my life. So that freedom is there. So if you learn and teach your body to remain in that freedom mode all the time, you will be able to attract abundance in your life. So visualize, rehearse your future. Means whatever you want in your future, we are going to accept that it is happening in the present moment, right? So how do you do that? There are different tools how you can do it, People who have been meditating for a long time, for you, it is not difficult to just imagine it in your thoughts, but there are certain tools which help us to do that. You can stick pictures on a vision board. You can actually create a board where you create pictures of what you really want. You want a beautiful face, you want a beautiful body, you want some career, you want to travel, you want to go somewhere, you want a beautiful house, you want a beautiful relationship, you want to pursue some hobby of yours. So, all these things you can just paste it over there. Okay. So, when you keep looking at this, you are imagining you are already there. Okay. So, your passions, your any self care rituals of yours, whatever you want, your workplace, your family, just visualize it, right? So you can create your own board. For example, this person's board, he really wants a healthy body, he wants travel in his life, hmm, and he wants adventure, he wants a lot of cash. So when we paste these things randomly on your vision board, it will help you to visualize it also. Okay. What stops us from visualizing all this? These are our limiting beliefs. Our limiting beliefs. Means what are limiting beliefs? ये तो मेरे साथ हो ही नहीं सकता. Blood pressure is in my genes, in my family. My grandfather had it. My father had it. I will definitely have it also. Just let me go back to that limiting beliefs. That means I will always be limited by these thoughts. Even if I want to believe something, I want to believe abundance, I want to believe that I have a beautiful car parked in front of my house, some high end car. But then my limiting beliefs, how will I get it? मेरे पास तो इतने पैसे ही नहीं. That is the state of your mind. So if your mind is going to stay in that limited belief, you will never be able to manifest anything. You have to stop that analytic mind of yours. You have to stop bringing it back to you again and again that ye ho nahi sakta. Just chuck those thoughts away. Be in a position where you are not even saying ki ye ho sakta hai. You have believed it has already happened. With your eyes closed, you're going to visualize a beautiful shining car standing in front of your house. You're going for a drive with your partner, with your children. You're going to a beautiful place. You're in that car, you're driving, the music is on. You all are having fun. You all are having chips or listening to nice songs which the whole family enjoys. Just visualize that. Visualize that. Sounds a little silly, but that's how the magic happens. If you will keep on thinking, तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, मुझे लोन ही नहीं मिलेगा, my income does not match, then nothing's going to happen ever. This is what we have been doing all this time. So it's time for a change. So there's no harm in trying new things. So let us just visualize what we want so that वो जो feeling हमारे अंदर है that I cannot do this, that changes into I can do it. हम हमेशा feel करते हैं that I'm not good enough. Sometimes this comes from certain memories of our past, maybe in our younger days when we were in school, maybe some teacher checked us for something and told us कि तेरे बस की नहीं है, you can't do this. We also do this as teachers sometimes, just introspect. Or maybe your parents said it just by, you've been singing aloud and you've been trying to sing, and your mother has a headache and she just shouts at you, will you please stop croaking? You have such a terrible voice, stop it. So that is the end of your singing career. You will never try to sing again because somebody has told you you can't sing. Here, I can't stop myself from narrating example of these two people in the band of Beatles, Bob Harrison and Paul McCartney. They were the people who know the band, the Beatles. These were the two main characters of that four-member band. 50% of the band. Both of them were together in school, and their singing teacher did not choose them for the school choirs, telling them that you can't sing. Imagine that teacher, I'm sure she's in her graves now, must be repenting why she did not choose those children, because those children grew up to take the entire world, in the magic of their music. So this is what happens with our lips. If they had just stopped over there, oh, our teacher has told us we can't sing, we'll never sing again, we would not have had Beatles. So this is what is coming out of limiting emotions. Okay? We have to not stick to any emotion which is limiting us. So how do you overcome limiting beliefs and habits? Well, there are many stages on this. I think I will stop here and continue next week on this. Let me see how many slides are left, because I want to spend more time in meditation today, or quite a few are left. Okay. So how do you overcome limiting beliefs? We have to challenge our beliefs, as I said. Okay, let me just finish it quickly. And we have to say, no, for example, somebody told me that you can't sing. I'll say, okay, no, of course I can sing. And I'm going to surround myself with positivity. Take professional help if required. Take a trainer. And then create those new habits. If somebody told me that, okay, this problem that you have is eventually going to make you sit on a wheelchair, because this is how it is, this is how science says, this is how medical science says. If I had done that 20 years back, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I would have just accepted my destiny that I'm supposed to be now crippled for the rest of my life. My legs won't work, my hands won't work, my fingers won't work. I would have just sat there waiting for the disaster to come in. But then something in me helped me to challenge my limiting belief. Even if science today says that this particular autoimmune disease does not have a cure, if I had just sat over there, I would have just gone in the stride there only, So then I challenged that belief that what the hell, nobody is going to decide my future for me. I will decide it myself. So then you come out of that limiting belief. So I took help, not from where it was not coming from. I took it from people who taught me how to do meditation, how to go into other spiritual concepts, try and understand how to come out of where I was. Okay, this is just repetition in a different way. So you have to first recognize your limiting belief, challenge it, take support from wherever you can. Now, people who are sitting here and trying to hear, you are taking their support, you have to apply it to your life now, and then take action. Okay. I have learned pranayama. I have learned certain asanas in yoga. I'm going to do them. I'm going to do them 3 times a day. so that I'm able to come out of my ailment. And then cultivating a positive and a supportive mindset that, yes, I have to do this every single day of my life if I have to live a life of freedom. So that is understanding limiting beliefs. Release your limiting beliefs. So the third stage would be, we have visualized, we've done our brain coherence, heart coherence, we have set an intention, and we are focused on it. We have understood our limiting beliefs. Now we're going to release our limiting beliefs. So we are going to reprogram our subconscious mind to now stay not in the limiting beliefs, not to stay in the survival mode, but to come into love, health, and abundance. We are going to imagine that for ourselves, and we are going to create that in our lives by reprogramming our subconscious. Our subconscious has all these limiting beliefs, all these notions are in our subconscious mind. We have hardwired them by repeating it to ourselves again and again and again. So now we are going to reprogram it, rewire all these neural connections in our subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like a library where you have stacked all these limiting beliefs of yours. Okay, so acceptance of one's present situation can lead to insight and direction. So we accept what we are as of now. Delusion में भी नहीं रहना है. We are accepting, but then we are going to just surrender and go with the flow and reprogram our subconscious. So acceptance does not mean inaction, does not mean कि हाँ अब तो मेरे को ये problem हो गई, ये तो रहेगी, this is going to spread, and this is what's going to happen. If I don't have a lot of money, ये तो ऐसे ही रहने वाला है, things are never going to change. So if we stay or keep oscillating over there, we will never be able to proceed. So we will have to just acknowledge our present. That is important. But then we have to take action and do what we have to do. And once you have received, you have rewired your brain, when you have attracted what you wanted in your life, then we have to stay in gratitude. Gratitude is the best attitude. Gratitude means it is an emotional signal to say that we have received something. You say thank you when you receive something. If we learn to give gratitude even much before we have received it, we will be training our subconscious mind that we have already achieved it. So gratitude we have to say even before we have achieved what we are looking for. Okay? Don't wait कि जब होगा so I will say thank you. हम लोग कर लेते हैं ना, ये होगा तो आई विल गो ऑन दिस यात्रा में, आई विल गो टू माता रानी के जाएंगे, जब ये हमारा पूरा हो जाएगा, ये पूरा हो जाएगा तो हम सत्संग करेंगे, ये हमारी ड्रीम हो जाएगी तो हम ये करेंगे. नहीं, express your gratitude before it has happened by saying thank you, that thank you for giving me a beautiful body, thank you for giving me good health, thank you for keeping me in abundance, even if it has not happened yet. So these are the basic stages of the science of meditation, manifestation. So gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. When we learn to express gratitude, we have learned to manifest things in our life. So sincere gratitude. Okay. So now we have understood there is a potential for each one of us to be in the best of our health, in the best of our financial conditions, in the best of our relationships, provided we learn to live in those emotions, to teach our body those emotions, which you will get once you have achieved them. But if we learn to live in those emotions much before you have achieved it, there is no stopping you from achieving it. That is the science behind the secret. Okay. So this is a beautiful journey of manifestation. So we are all here together And we are going to proceed further from here on this journey with this beautiful meditation on manifestation. So, if anybody wants to ask any question, I can just stop for a second here. If you have any question, yeah, Neelam, you have raised your hand. Neelam, you can unmute yourself. I'll try and answer you.
Yeah, namaste, ma'am. Ma'am, it's very hard for me to visualize. I always struggle. I get dreams unknowingly, like those are, I think, unknowingly, but I don't remember dreams too. It's very hard for me to remember my dreams. And same time, visualization is very hard for me. What I do, I just try to feel it. But having during the meditation, I just feel that yes, I am healthy. Yes, my this part is this organ is performing very in a perfect order and all that. But I try to visualize, and I just feel like I'm putting so much pressure on my eyes that it's very hard. I tried, but it doesn't work for me. Is what can I do for regarding that?
Okay. Okay. See, for a reason, it's called a practice. Don't, wait to see results immediately. For example, I always quote when we go to the gym, the first day you go, you can't start measuring your biceps.
Right, right.
It takes time. It takes time.
Okay.
But that means when you are doubting the process, surrender and trust is missing.
Mm-hmm.
We have to add surrender. We have to add trust
Right.
to the process, and then just dive into it and be on that process whether it happens or not.
Okay.
Okay, I have shared with you personally. I can share it on the group too. I too had an autoimmune disorder, say about 18, 19 years, 20 years back now. I think it was 2004.
Yeah.
Now, if I read all the scientific, the way we normally do, we Google whatever problem we have. So there was no cure for it, and it would have progressed. It would have
Yes.
progressed, right? At that point of time, I was seeing symptoms. My fingers had turned. I was not able to move my joints. I was not able to even lift my arm properly. And all my
Right.
fingers had become deformed, they had become little crooked. Now,
Right.
if I had sat with that belief and I had said that I can't visualize myself perfect now,
Yeah.
ye to hona hi hai because this is what science says.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had stayed in that limited belief, I would have just been on the wrong path, just taking steroids or maybe painkillers or something, and I would have been just there. I would have attracted that event in my lifetime that I'm going to be now on the bed all the time.
Right.
But then, yes, even when I used to visualize, oh, I'm going to be perfect, I'm running, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm writing, I'm lifting my arms, I'm doing exercise, I try to visualize, which was quite berserk because I was not able to even move my hands in the morning. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
visualizing. Okay. So it took me a year, almost a year. It's not like that I do and nothing is happening. It's not like that. It takes time. These things take time.
No,
But
I
we
just want to vouch for that, ma'am, and thank you in front of everybody to you.
yeah.
Like I talked to you, I think 2 months back, and you guided me. I started doing those affirmations, and I see change. Like in last 2 weeks, the things that were very hard for me to eat, like I'm seeing the baby steps, like, and I see results that, and I'm seeing the belief that it's not same, it is
Hmm.
10, 15%, 20% improvement, and I'm so happy. Like I tell everybody that I see the results now, so I
Hmm.
feel the results, and I'm very positive about it. And I like, even my family can see that there is no same wheezing, the amount
Uh-huh.
and all that, and I tell everybody it's working, that yes, and I totally vouch. But whenever people say that, hey, did you get any dream or did you visualize, like when I hear that word that they can visualize, I just cannot. I just believe. I just, when I do affirmations, I
So
feel.
see, be on your
Yeah.
own journey and enjoy
Okay.
it. You enjoy affirmations, you write affirmations for yourself, and when you close your eyes, you keep on repeating those affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements we make in the present,
Right,
present tense.
right. Yes, yes, yeah.
That is visualization. Na? You are doing
Okay,
it in a different way. You're affirming.
okay, okay.
When you affirm that I'm healthy, I'm good, you will
Yes,
attract that in your life. It is as good as
yes.
visualization. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So everybody
Okay.
has a different way of visualizing. So if you're using affirmations, it's perfectly good. And you're seeing
Okay.
results, so don't doubt the
Yes, yeah.
process. No? Don't doubt at
Yes,
all.
yeah. Yes, yeah.
I told you to read You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay.
Yes, yeah, I
I'm
read
sure
that.
you
Yes.
must have
Yes,
read
yeah,
it.
I read. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so then
made
there's
my
a
affirmations
workbook
from there.
also by Louise Hay. It's lying on my other table. Next time I'll show it to you. That is
Okay.
a workbook on You Can Heal Your Life, where step by step she's giving what you can do. So you can get that book
Okay.
also
I
from
will order
Amazon.
that, ma'am.
Yeah, you
Yes,
do
yeah, I
that.
will order that. Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
okay, okay. So anyone else has any question, anything?
Yes, just Virji, not a question, but I just want to add something over to you.
Yes, sir.
Inspired by your uh, inspirational talk,
Uh-huh.
I remember my son uh, doing the same thing. I mean, the same incident happened to my son when he was in the very kindergarten of the first grade.
Yes, sir.
Somehow, I think he was slow in picking up because he was a left-handed person and the teacher and others were right-handed people, so
Mm-hmm.
he could not instantly copy the letters the way teacher wanted, especially
Mm-hmm.
because you are a teacher also, you can understand that.
Yes, sir.
And she was uh, criticizing him, ultimately made him feel that he's so slow. She and all other students called him as a tortoise, so slow in learning. And he went to his middle school or his primary education. He came up to seventh. He was only in the middle of the class. He was talking to me every year saying that, sorry, dad, I cannot make it. I know I am slow. I cannot think I will be able to pass this year. All those exams came through, but he somehow got in touch with a person in his eighth grade, and the colleague or guy who is a classmate took him to his house and said, let us study together. So they studied together for about 6 months or 1 year. Then he realized, no, he can definitely beat. And can you imagine what he is today?
There's no
He is
surprise,
the,
sir. I am sure he's doing very well in his life. Anji,
yeah, he is the chairman for the Association of Infectious Disease Doctors in United States.
lovely,
So
beautiful.
he went to medicine, he completed his MD, and then he did all his successful work. Today, he is the top of the group that he is heading. So
Great.
I think it depends upon one movement, one person, like what you are doing today, to change the whole life pattern of what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So I think the motivation is really great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
And
so much.
thank you.
So we've
Thank you.
also been there, done that. I remember my teaching years initially. I also was very, very cynical with students. I could just, I mean, actually shatter their, what you say, their I mean, they're
Learning
being,
process.
yeah, they're being by using names like, I mean, really, today I'm not proud of myself, what I was doing 20 years back. I could also demean anybody with my words, The words, words are spells. They
Power.
can break you, they
Mm,
can make you. So I
that's
had,
right.
I was judging people on the way they speak, maybe the way they pronounce certain
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
was very proud of my spoken skills. So I used to just keep demeaning people and not a very I don't want to be there ever again now because it does shatter children, especially teachers when they use the motu patlu something they say to a child, body
Right.
shame it in a way,
Right.
and
Yeah.
this what happens, and eventually the child stays with that a year. I mean, we are taking a lot of time. I'll just share my personal experience also. My son, his hair, like our genes are little light color hair. He had light color hair, golden hair, and when he was in class 8th, this is long back, so that time coloring and all was now, he did not know what is hair coloring.
Yeah.
So his teacher scolded him for having golden hair. She thought he has colored his hair or something. He came home. He told me, Mama, I need to get my hair turned to black. I said, why? He said, no, ma'am, gussa karti hai for this color hair. I said, what the hell? So I went to school the next day. I understood what could have happened. So I asked her, I said, what's the problem? When she saw me, when I had light hair, she said, okay, is this your genetic color? I said, yeah, he has inherited it from me. So she felt so small and she apologized. But that child in class eighth, girls and boys sitting in the class, when you've been checked by a teacher, it's very important for a eighth class child to be present, accepted in a class.
Sure.
So he did not want to go to school because his hair was light color. So this happens. But yes, once we get aware about certain things, we have to be conscious. So this is what I'm just trying to spread with my colleagues too. And now, though it is not even allowed, teachers are not allowed to do all that. But otherwise, yes, if we naturally become like that, we can motivate children, and we can go on talking on this because this is my favorite topic, and I do it so often with my teachers that our words make such a lot of difference in the lives of our children. We don't even realize. Today, when my students who graduated from school 20 years back, also when they come back to school, they remember certain things which I said. And for some, I did some good work also. They said, ma'am, I was a favorite one for the children who are generally punished by other teachers, and I used to talk to them and things. I said, ma'am, you said this changed our life, for us. So, things like that. And I've forgotten also what I said, but then children remember. So it's very important for teachers to be very, very conscious about what they speak. If they cannot motivate, at least do not demotivate them by certain, words. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your sharing. It's really
At that
great.
tender age, they think teacher is God more than the
Absolutely.
parents.
Absolutely.
Even mother says something, no, my teacher said this,
My
this is the
teacher
way it
said
is.
this. Yes,
So
yes,
their consciousness is totally influenced by the words of the teacher for
yes.
at least a few years in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
So I
I
think it's
agree with that. Thank you, sir.
tremendous. This time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so are we ready for meditation? Let me